Hi, my name is Evelina. I specialize in treating chronic stress, adrenal fatigue, and burnout. In the next few minutes, I will tell you about the 3 stages of burnout which overlap unnoticeably. First stage: aggression and activity. In this initial stage, most people do not realize that they are actually in the first stage of burnout. Why? Because we live in a constant rush, which is considered a norm these days. Depending on the profession or a life situation, this phase may last from several months up to even several years. People don't feel that something might be wrong. Even if they do, they don't consider the feelings as warning signs. Very often in this phase, people have a false sense of power, so every comment or feedback coming from the caring family or friends like "I'm worrying about you, you work too hard," is understood as an attack and responded with aggression. Second stage: escape and withdrawal. In the second stage, people feel more and more overwhelmed because they have less and less time. They start to fear a possible failure. A sense of security and peace is achieved only when they distance themselves from others, but also from themselves. In the beginning, it happens entirely unconsciously. Later, empathy and humanity are also slowly disappearing. The fear gives way to anxiety, which comes out of nowhere. Third stage: isolation and passivity. In this phase, if it hasn't happened yet, people consciously suffer and start to seek help. The motivation to live and the purpose of life are slowly disappearing. In this phase, addictions such as alcohol, drugs, pills seem to be the only way to overcome the overwhelming hopelessness. Depression becomes visible. People are becoming more and more passive and isolated, perhaps because they don't want to feel traumas they imposed on themselves. It's easiest to diagnose burnout at the very beginning, so in the first or second phase. Why? Because when a person is already in the third phase, the symptoms are usually masked by depression, addiction, anxiety disorders, or other physical illnesses. On the other hand, the diagnosis in the first phase seems impossible for the affected people. Why? Because they feel good. Too good. In summary, a person burns out gradually. At first, they are very active, but on the other hand, can also be aggressive when something does not go their way. Next, they feel more and more overwhelmed with life and duties and begin to step back from social life, only to completely isolate themselves in the third phase. In the next video, I will tell you how burnout affects people, and it does it on 3 levels: the body, the emotions, and the behavior. Thank you for being here today. Until the next time, take good care.